So Hunter, take us through your model and in your approach.
So what we're working on at Mimir Blockchain Solutions is fundamentally a mechanism of using blockchain technologies in many different applications. This could be within the realm of advertising. This could be within the realm of many different places. What we actually started out as was, in fact, working on a piece of technology that would allow for secure ad tech to be built. What we quickly realized was that there needed to be a change in the protocols, much as Adam's already said. I think that we're approaching the same problem from two different ends in some ways, which is he's approaching it from the perspective of let's build a designated thing that's really good for the advertising world, whereas Mimir went at it and said, man, we've got a bunch of really great other ideas we want to build. Let's solve this in the general case so that we can create something that ultimately can be used by a lot of different things, which it's nice that you had different people coming at the same problems in different ways, and that a lot of what we do is open source to some extent, which means we can also collaborate and work together. The real problem is here, though. And this reflects something that we realized very quickly, was that the way that blockchain technology is being used today is not being used in the ideal sense. What I mean by that is that within the Ethereum network, there are approximately 30 million accounts today. At any given time, there are only about 30,000 nodes. This means that there is a shocking disparity between the number of individuals who are interacting with these services and the number of individuals who are actually running their own blockchain clients, the place where you get all of these cryptographic securities, economic securities. Another piece of information that kind of points to the same fault is the fact that the largest web API provider for the Ethereum network has recently reportedly broken over 6 billion requests per day. The real problem behind all of this is that the communication channel between this web API, this centralized server, and these edge-connected devices, things like mobile phones, embedded devices, there's no one watching what's being said on this communications channel. And if you're going to go to all of the trouble of putting all of this stuff into a blockchain and then essentially undermine all of the securities that are offered by the blockchain when you try to extend it into end users, it seems counterintuitive. So Mimir set out to solve this problem by building a suite of tools that allow developers to come to market sooner, allow developers to leverage advanced cryptographic systems using high-level APIs that simplify things, as well as to create the ability to have secure interaction mechanisms. And this technology is pointed at both decentralized systems, as in the Ethereum blockchain. That's our primary focus, but the model is generalized enough that it also works under private or enterprise-type solutions as well. So I'm coming at the conversation today as to, if we're going to pull all of this off, how do we solve the technical challenges behind it? I won't say that I am by any means an advertising expert in the same way that Adam is, but I am an expert within the underlying technology and the problems around building these types of systems. So thank you for your time, and I guess we can get on with the rest of this.
Great. As a follow-up, can you address what Adam just talked about, and that is bad actors? Is there any type of system that can be applied to this that can keep the bad actors out of it?
Well, there's definitely different systems. As Adam said, though, this is an incredibly profitable venture. The last numbers I looked at were estimating something around $50 million per day was the predicted total average for 2018 for fraudulent advertising interactions. That's an immense market share. And it makes sense why there are companies that are trying to solve this, is because it's a real problem. So the problem of identity-based systems is hard. If you have a reputation and you can make $50 million a day, I don't think you care about the reputation. Now,
well, I would. I mean, it's a Jesuit school. Yeah.
Well, pardon me. The way that we look at this is the way that we always look at this inside of game theory is to say that human beings are not bad actors, they're not good actors, they're rational. Meaning that we don't think that people are going to do always the wrong thing. We don't think that they're always going to do the right thing. We think that they're going to go wherever you put the carrot. So just be careful where you put the carrot. And so the problem of using digital identities, I think that it makes more sense from the perspective of the end user to do identities than necessarily the institutions. Maybe I'm wrong in that, and I'd like to get both perspectives. I'm not sure, but it's a very complicated problem, and there's a number of projects that are actually working on going about solving digital identity problems for all kinds of different applications, from governmental systems to even this.
Good, good.